Loading, loading. Okay, there we go. Welcome back to Satisfactory, Episode 4. Last time, I made some pretty big mistakes with how I set up my factory, in that I was so used to my main file that I made the cardinal mistake of forgetting many times about how the logistical Mark 1, 60 resources per minute. I kept assuming I could use all 120 of the miners. So all of this is way less than it's supposed to be. Let's just say that. But this time we're gonna fix that pretty quick, because let's up our production to now use assemblers, the next machine in what does things. Oh, we also need rotors first. To even do that, we need to build rotors. And how do we make rotors? Well, we can make a lot of them. We just need, simply, rods and screws, which screws are going to be used for a lot of things. But we're going to need a bunch of these, so let's just make, like, 10 to start. I think that should be enough for assemblers. Yeah, because it's 4, so yeah. I have enough for exactly 2 assemblers, which should be good. So let's put them just right here next to each other, even though they're gonna... Oh, nope. That's too close. Right next to each other, just to not worry about it. And I'm also gonna add some foundations here. Press E to change which kind of foundation you're using. And you may have already noticed, I did something here that, was not part of the last episode. Remember how I wasn't sure about building, how I wanted to build the bridge? Offline, I fixed it. It's now a smooth line, but I can still very easily get myself killed if I'm not smart about it, so we'll worry about that in a bit. I want to build up what these are going to do. First, one is going to make the iron plates. One is going to make the rotor, so we need rod, screws, and that's 160 a minute just between these two, which is, yes. So how many... That's just rods. That's just rods. Right, yes, I forgot. During my big, condensing of things, let's call it, the condensing, I made it that I'm not producing any screws so that I can properly make use of... This will become 45 rods a minute. Yeah, 245 rods a minute. Once I properly fix the beginning part. And so that needs plates and screws. And this is... How many do I have in here? Just the 2. Technically, this would be 30 rods a minute. Oh, I'm out of plates, so... To even get constructors out, I need to make some of these. So I'm supposed to have 40 a minute, but that's not quite right. That'll be fixed in a minute. So let's just connect the things off to start. Yeah, this is the plates. It doesn't matter which entrance we use to these. But just for simplicity, I'm going to put that one in there. And let's make a couple... Where is it? Plates. Ah, right here. We're going to need these just to rebuild a constructor. Was that enough? I already forgot how much I need. Oh, I only need 2. So, the constructor... We'll make screws at 40 a minute. This needed 60 a minute, unfortunately. Yeah, 10 rods. This would be technically 30 rods. So technically I could do 2 constructors next to each other. Make these both into screws. And then I will have 80 a minute. So let's connect that. put a splitter on so that both are fed. Remember, these are 60 a minute, but I only need 20 a minute. And we can wire them up. And then also bring this down here. Gonna put it right here. My capacity is still pretty high, but my actual consumption is pretty low down there. My max consumption, not gonna be a worry. So then, let's attach that. Merge these two together. And now these should start doing 5 plates a minute, roughly. Again, because my mistake before, that's gonna cause some issues down the line, but... it's not too much of an issue right now. So I'm just gonna put these here just to give me space for a box. So I can put all these plates in. Yeah, that's good. And I'm running out of basic plates. So let's just grab a couple of these. Yeah, let's take that. So now, the rotors... let's see. I have 80 a minute. So I could split 20 off to go into here. Yeah, 20 rods. So I could just have these rods go straight over. It's gonna go through the ground, but again, we'll worry about aesthetics later. And then we're gonna need 2 more constructors, so... has it started producing already? Yes, it has, just enough. So because we have left over 20 screws from this, I can split this off, because this will be 40. I can split this one, instead of just merging, split off 20 into what will become the output. So, this is gonna be a bit awkward. Yeah, let's just overlap the belts. Well, again, we'll worry about that later. Everything pretty comes later. Let's wrap this around here. And build a constructor here, and then another right next to it. And then the splitter barely fits, but it can fit. That'll turn these rods into screws with 2 screws. That will be 80. Now, unfortunately, this isn't going to completely work until we have the better belts, but can get it set up now that these are going to merge in. We can merge in here too. And then that's going to be, once it's completed, 100 a minute, because it's 40, 40, that's 80, and then this is being split 2 ways. This is another 40 a minute, so 20, 40, 40, 20 is 100, exactly what I need for here. And then again, this is 60. Both of these are feeding it. We got this one, which is the full 40 a minute, plus the 20 a minute that's being split in half here. 40 and 20, 60, there we go, plates. And we need another box, just for the rotors. I don't have enough Mark 1. Let's just grab a few off the... that'll be okay. There we go. Now we have rotors and the advanced plates being worked at a slow rate because we only have 1. But even assuming 100% uptime, 5 a minute's pretty good. Oh, excuse me. So, we're gonna need a lot more concrete in addition to the plates for that thing, the awesome shop, or awesome sink is going to be very important. Also, I made the same mistake here, is 45, 45, 45 is 135. Even with the Mark II belts, or no, wait, yeah, even with the Mark II belts, that won't be enough, but yeah, 120 limestone, it's not working correctly, is my point. Though I can take it all out and just, like, shovel it in there. And now temporarily it's going to be ahead of the curve. But now we have the factory building up even more resources. And Logistics Mark II, we're going to be getting... Let's just shove as much as we can in here immediately. That's done. That's done. So we need the plates, the basic iron plates, and the advanced plates. But before we worry about that, I want to take the awesome sink, which I need more of the advanced plates first. Just enough. This is going to be expensive on the energy side because it takes 30 energy by itself, but it's going to be worth it in the long run. If you too, as a new player, get this spawn, you want this quartz over here just about as early as possible. Now I'm gonna need to make... I don't have basic plates. Be right back. Okay, now that I'm back, the reason why I wanted the equipment workshop is I could have made it there, but I'm gonna want some of these anyway, is make another portable miner. So I can set up another miner Mark 1 right onto quartz, attach that right onto a constructor, which is going to make me quartz crystal. And I can also make a splitter here because I'm going to get way more than I need. Oh, nope, that's the hub. Put the awesome sink at the exit point here. It's a really big building, as you can see. Merge it back on. Little bit of clipping, but once we set down... Do I have... I really hope I do have it's power. Yeah, I do have enough for the biomass burner. This is going to be 30 milliwatts, but also this is also 30 milliwatts once it's on, I believe. Yeah? Does it say here? Yeah, 30 milliwatt cost. So we're going to need 2 biomass burners here just for this setup, but again, it's worth it. Attached to everything. Split it into 100. Split it into 100. And so now, this is going to start pumping out quartz, which is then going to pump out quartz crystal, which are then going to feed into this thing, which upon feeding this thing is going to give us tickets, which are going to be very much needed for a lot of different progressions. I'm going to just leave that go for that 200 fuel, just because I have that extra fuel, and we'll come back to that later. We'll worry about that quite a while later. But for now, it's a good start to just have that there and going. Meanwhile, this... Oh, it's still flowing. At the full 5 a minute. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time to just run, because I also want to get all these plates going too for myself. Oh, there's the first autosave. So I'll be right back after a couple minutes just to let things run. Quick aside, I did actually expand the factory. I did take that extra node that I had here just to make another... this is actually properly balanced this time. This is going to be an extra 40 a minute for plates. So that's because I need 300 of them, and we're going to need a lot of plates as we go through. Don't worry, we're going to need a lot of plates. But otherwise, yeah, at this point, I'm kind of stretching my limits just a little bit. I mean... Yeah, my max consumption is way above what I am currently capacity-wise. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go tear down some foliage to get my biofuel production further running. Yeah, because this is the woods. Yeah, I'm going to tear down some of this just to... Probably up there just because I wanted that clearing. So I'm gonna do that. But I'm going to do that off screen. So while I'm also waiting for the base to do stuff, I did do what I said with the... This is where I am, not far from my base. But I decided to ping the Caterium. And another reason why this spawn is basically the best is a yellow slug here that we'll worry about in a bit. Okay, you're fine. Some of these hogs are going to be very, very interesting to work around. Let's just say that. So I'm glad that it's just the normal hogs as I was expecting. Did I get that drop? Nice miss. I should have 3 hog remains. 2. Where's the other one? There it is. This yellow slug is going to be very helpful. But let's go back to pinging this with the V. And you can hold it to pick which one you're going for. But right here is 2 Caterium nodes. That one I can't get yet because there's a rock on it. But this one... Okay, that's... I thought that was the thing I was worried about. You'll see eventually what I'm worried about. I'm sure I'll get footage of it. Because it's apparently not that rare, but it's rare enough that I won't be seeing it immediately. Let's get a whole bunch of this Caterium stuff. Because as we saw it back at the MAM, can I even just make the MAM right here? Do I have the supplies for that? Special MAM, I do not. I need more copper wire, which, well, the base has been producing a lot of it. So let's just get some Caterium and I'll see you back at base. Okay, let's build that MAM. I got a lot of plates now. I got 65 of the special plates. Can I do anything with this? I do need alien protein, which I can make... Ooh, that's all the copper wire. But that pocket dimension is very nice. I'll need one of these. And that can get me towards the rebar gun. And I can even make it now. Oh, no. I'll wait on that. That, though, I want. Let's go check the cable that I was making. How much cable do I have? Hopefully I have 1,000, because I want that. If I could jump up this ledge. I do not have 1,000 cable. But I do have a lot of cable, but not 1,000 of it. So we'll be waiting on that a little bit. But otherwise... Let's quick grab this. I don't have enough inventory, so let's, drop that. Make all the protein we can. I want to make one of these. Pick that back up. While the factory continues to work and get me what I need, we're going to, with the research organisms, get this. But that is just a means to an end to get to here. Which we'll need the rotors. Which there's enough. To research the rebar gun. You want the MAM as soon as you can for stuff like this. The rebar gun is extremely useful. Let's see if I can't...
New equipment unlocked.
That all you're gonna say on it? Rebar gun. Not too bad of a cost, but you only ever have to make it once as long as you don't lose it somehow. And as an upgrade... Now, we don't have any ammo for it, but iron rebar costs 1 single rod to make. Which is very good. So now I'm gonna make one more just so I have an even 50. I believe that's the cap. Is that still the cap? Oh no, they increased the cap of ammo. Oh no! What's the cap now? I'm going to assume 100? Yeah. 100? Yep, 100 is the cap now. So, you plug it in. Fire. So now I have a gun. I have a long-range weapon for getting rid of enemies, which... that's a very good thing. But otherwise, we have these Caterium ingots that we want to make. We can now, if we get 50 ingots, we can research Quickwire, which will allow us to get into other things. Which, again, that's the wrong thing. Let's put that there. We can only make 17 with the 50 we have, but we'll worry about that later. Let's just put the extra stuff in here. That includes all that. That grass. Actually, no, I'll keep the grass. Let's combine that so I'm not wasting space. What else? Now, that's about all I... oh, yeah, that ore. But that's something we're going to want. And stun rebar for our gun does, as it says, stuns. So that's going to be very important. However, let's give the slug to... ah, we need more rotors. Just enough. Let's give that slug of ours to the machine as well. And now we can turn those into power shards, which are going to be used for this. And then we need to find a purple one and make a few things. What did this need? Ah, the silica upgrade it needed. We'll worry about that later, since we don't have modular frames yet. And there's going to be even more stuff. There's a lot of stuff we can already do. That's the... ah, that's the Explorer down there. We want that. And there's a whole bunch of other things we can still do as well. So let's tear these down. Oh, wait. I want this one up, though. I'm going to make just one of these, which is an even more advanced thing off of these plates. Those will make the modular frames. Let's show you one more thing that the MAM can do for you. That now that we have the ability to get modular frames... back in episode 0, we got a very good start that allowed us to skip a lot of the curve. Naturally, you're probably going to find this if you start in this location, just because, as you saw, I forgot this was here and just accidentally ran into it. We have a crash site, a drop pod. It requires modular frames to open, only one of them, but when we do, there is a hard drive inside. Analyze it in the MAM to salvage its contents.
Data on the hard drive has been salvaged and can be repurposed to unlock an alternate recipe. Salvaging more hard drives will provide additional alternate recipes.
So let's scan that, and it takes 10 minutes of the MAM being busy, meaning all other research you cannot do. But in 10 minutes, you're going to see just how important that was. So for the next 10 minutes, I'm just going to do whatever I can in my base to upgrade stuff. And you'll see how important that was of an upgrade. And let's just shove all this in here to get the ingots out of my inventory. Oh my gosh, that... I may have overdid it with the spreading of stuff, but... ooh. Okay, now I'm gonna give it time. I'll be back in 10 minutes with the results of everything, and then that's where we're gonna call it. We're gonna end it there. Popping in just quick for this.
Milestone reached. Improved versions of conveyor belts and conveyor lifts are now accessible. To encourage additional verticality, conveyor poles now have a stackable variant.
Did I already unlock that? Yeah, I'm putting that on 3. So yeah, that's all. And they do cost the advanced plates, so let's go fix the factory up once the 10 minutes are up. We're gonna fix up the factory a little bit. You know, let's do a test of the rebar while I'm here. So there's that down there. I believe that will be enough to hit it. I cannot tell if that hit or not. Boom! So that's one enemy gone. And I hit that guy who nearly killed me earlier, but he's gonna run away. We'll worry about him later. That crash site, let's see if we can do anything there. Ooh, all the wrong buttons. Hold left alt to maximum or multiple dismantle. So bring out the ramps, 4 meters. Put into zoop mode so I can do multiple in a row. That's just to get back up anyway. Aha! It's just a... Can I grab it? No, that's too far away. However, if we bring power down... If I just bring power slightly downwards here... You know what? Let's use these. Because we got these ones here. Let's... Will this reach? Because we have the rotors. So I'm even going to let 2 hard drives go through just to show you why they're so special. Ta-da! We now have a second hard drive, which is major. Again, you will see very quickly. And we don't even have to worry about that guy. But we will. We're gonna kill him later. Don't you worry, we're gonna kill him later. But let's go back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all 5. Dismantle. Let's see what doing all this gets us. We got $13.50 a minute roughly of stuff being put into the sink, which is got us 11 printable coupons. Where we can take it to the awesome shop. Where we can get a whole bunch of different things. We could get skins, management stuff, power poles on the walls, more types of foundations, quarter pipe, half foundations. Walls, we can build entire walls and doors. Architectural things, corner pieces, catwalks. Whole lots of things. Some more important than others. And a boombox. We'll play with the boombox later. For now, I'm gonna worry about the most important bits being... I'm gonna want the wall outlet just because that's helpful for me. Architecture... Ladder is one of the most important things to get, and it's super cheap too. Lift hole, yeah. Let's buy those. We have 4 tickets left. Foundations. Anything in specific I want yet? Because again, a lot of this stuff, I guess... Concrete pillar, that's 2, so I'll have 2 more tickets I can spend. That's nice and all, but let's get the label sign. And if we go into this, into our crafting menu, we have wall outlets and a double version. Conveyor lift hole, which allows you to do conveyor lift through ground without clipping. Lots of different signs that requires quartz to make. Personal storage box, the lookout tower, I've just never looked at those. Basic walls, so we can make stuff pretty, and supports. And the most important thing, ladder. Basically allows you to choose any height. Let's see, I'm just going to show you that quick. Foundation. Oop. Get out of zoop mode. And then place down a ladder. And you can even build when you're climbing on it, so that limit doesn't matter, because you can just keep building upward. Climb to the top, build another ladder. Climb to the top, build another ladder. So you can cheese any vertical distance now. So even for a new player, rushing this is pretty important. And we are going to want some of these quartz crystals, so I think I'm going to... Can I split off here? Is there enough room for a splitter? There is not. I'm going to move this merger down so I can splitter here. No, really? Alright, let's do the splitter first then. And then the merger down here. So then the extras can go there. I'm just gonna get rid of those. Because I do want to save some of these quartz for later. So by the time this fuel runs out, I will have a few quartz ready for it. So that'll be a couple minutes of that. How long do we have left on that, ma'am? Oh, it's about to finish, so yeah. I'll go through this, plug in the other one, and then that'll be the end of it. So let's see, as this finishes, 13, 12, 10. I skipped 11, but you know. So this is why it's so important. Both of these kind of, or all of these kind of suck. Iron alloy ingot, I mean, I guess you don't need that much copper to start, so that's not too bad. Fine concrete uses quartz, but I mean, there's way better options for that. As much as you need concrete. Iron wire is a good stopgap early, but I think I'm going to be okay. So let's just grab the iron alloy ingot, because that's, at the end game, probably the best reward. Fine concrete, you don't need concrete that bad to need to spend quartz on it. You're going to need silica later, so you're not going to want to be spending it on fine concrete. And iron wire, you have a lot of things you use iron on. So iron alloy is going to let us turn copper plus iron into more iron. So let's scan the other hard drive and see where we are at the end of that. Quick thing, I'm using the extra quartz from the miner that can't be used because 60 a minute, but it's a pure node, so I'm getting 120 a minute. I'm just going to manual craft some silica. So I actually have some silica now for research purposes that we'll do at the end. Okay, since we're getting close to the end of that, let's upgrade this to Mark II. So now I do actually have... well, I guess I was already doing that only on 60, so never mind. That one's fine. Copper, that's fine. The iron, though, let's go back to the iron. The iron, we have a couple things we want to be doing with Mark II belts. That's going to massively up our production. And hopefully not trip a breaker. But these aren't working at 100%, so let's upgrade that to a 2. Upgrade that to a 2. And so now 120 is going into these splitters, being split up. That would be 60. No, that would be 30. So I'm going to want that to also be a Mark II. That would be 30. That would be 60, 30, 30. Assuming things get done right, but that's, I'm not even using all of that. That would be 60, 60, 60, but it's going to end up more like after overflow, 30, 30, 60, going into these two. So yeah, that puts our miners into full production. Ooh, we're getting really close to that capacity. But as long as we don't cross it, we don't need to expand our energy grid anymore. Which meanwhile, this has been producing nicely, getting us a lot of plates and rotors, which we're going to need a lot of. Let's choose our next thing. Oh, all we got left is jump pads, which I don't even really care about. I'll worry about that later. So let's just pretend we got everything. The only thing we have left to do is the space elevator, which we have enough for that. So let's Because that's overflowing. That's overflowing. So the one problem with the space elevator is yes. You need space for it. But it doesn't matter otherwise where we put it. Oh, it's can't afford because I never grabbed the copper. Duh. Remember, I'm an intermediate player, not an expert, so I get to make little mistakes like that. And by get to, I mean I will, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. But our mam is done. Gonna take a screenshot of that, just because we have better options. Cheap silica, which would take away some of our limestone, which we're gonna want all of that, basically, later. Modular bolted frame, I believe, is actually technically good. Because it uses less iron. I don't know if it uses less screws overall, but... However, I think the Caterium wire would be the best short term, because I can use... Because Caterium, you don't use a lot until the end game. But you can get a lot out of Caterium, so turning that into extra wire at will... Yeah, that's really good. Versus that, versus that. Oh, I can't even make use of this yet, because I need 140 a minute. And I just barely have Mark II. Yeah, so that's... I'm gonna pick that as mine. Oh, wait, hold on. Bring back the map. Oh, wait, there is one other thing I need to... upgrade that to Mark II, because 100 per minute, that's too many. So now I'm actually gonna get full speed on the rotors. But let's bring back the MAM now. I have just enough to inflate my pockets. Bigger inventory is very nice. Steel we don't have.
Dimension has been inflated.
Thank you, Ada. I made sure to get 10 of those modular frames I was talking about. So that we can make the Blade Runners. And also... further increase our inventory. How much does Blade Runner cost? Not a lot of silica. 2 modular... Yeah, that's easy to do. Let's just put down that. So we're gonna finish with the with that. We're gonna finish with making the Blade Runners and showing off. I know, I keep extending what we're going with, but... once you get going with the early game, that just shows how much there is with this opening area. There's just so much you can do. It was how many silica? 20 was it? 20. There's just so much you can do when you know even little bits of what you need to do. And maybe I can also fit the space elevator over here into this little expansion. Like, I'll cover the other quartz node, but, yeah. I didn't even grab enough copper, oh my god. Oh, I'm an idiot. So, let's... calm down, self, you little idiot that you are. Actually, I don't even need to mine, just grab those. Make 20 silica. Shove the extra that I can into here. Bring back the MAM. Or not the MAM. Equipment post. And make Blade Runners. We are now going to be zooming. So let's just see. Compare this is normal run speed. This is going up a hill. And now watch the noticeable difference. Zoom. I'm pretty sure that's that grid that broke, so... Yep, that's that grid that broke, so let's... Also, look how high I jump. I jump very high now. So let's, yeah, put that space elevator right there. Oh, that was... And now we have the space elevator. Now here's a tip that if you didn't know. If you hit N, you bring up a quick search that you can also do math in. But this here we need smart plating, which is made with, oh look at that, iron plates and rotors, which we, this episode, started crafting those. So I'm going to take that. Print my tickets. That shouldn't actually work, but you know. I'm going to take those materials back. And then we're going to, again, I keep extending, but let's take one assembler, just the one. You get out of the way. One assembler right here. If I could scroll through my things quick enough, or the correct ways. Smart plating. This is now going to make us very few, just 2 per minute, but that only means 25 minutes from now, my grid will break down. I'm gonna have to cut something off. What do I want to cut off? Cut off. I think the plates here. I'm actually going to cut off this miner. This third miner. And that should put me right just barely back under. No? Okay, I need a little bit more. There we go. I'm at but the fact that we got the space elevator up is extremely key. That was probably the biggest thing we could do. No, it's still not enough. That. Boy, oh, man. So much stuff, so much went wrong all of a sudden. All because I built the space elevator. No, it's not because of that. It's because of that last thing in line. If I could just get that little bit. Yeah, right? These are all connected. Oh, I just took out half the grid with that move. Re-breaking the grid. Okay, what is on? What can I detach? Red, look for red. Oh, am I good? I'm barely under, but I think I'm good now. So yes, now we should be okay. Just barely, but yes. Now, finally, we're going to call it. Next time, we're going to shove those smart plates into that thing. So let's look at it in all its majesty. Okay. Thanks for watching. Hope this has been amusing and also taught any new watchers a thing or two about why this is actually the spot you should begin in, because you get so much so quickly to the point that you're stretching your limits just from having so many options. Screenshot. Gonna use that for the thumbnail. See you next time.